on lawsuit that may bankrupt New York Times. Ever since Donald Trump won the presidential elections, the Republican Party is under attack. Although Republicans are only trying to protect the country, they've been called racist and gun nutty. Not one Republican tried to defend the party, except President Trump and former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. The New York Times recently defamed Palin by connecting her with the 2011 Tucson shooting when former Representative Gabby Giffords was injured. It was expected for Palin to fight back, so she decided to file a lawsuit against the newspaper. Although we believe that the court will throw her lawsuit, the opposite happened. The editor of the New York Times editorial board was called to testify in this lawsuit. Alan B. West reports, bad news for the New York Times, but former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin just got some excellent news concerning her defamation lawsuit against the rag paper. The authors of the piece are being ordered to testify in court. Palin is winning the war. It's unusual to get a testimony in this kind of a lawsuit, but when a journalist is involved, then things are different. With the testimony, her lawyers will have all the information in order to win her case. My Right America reports, basically, it comes down to this: if the author of the NIT editorial knew that Gabby Giffords' shooting had nothing to do with Sarah Palin, the author is in huge legal trouble. You just can't write things that aren't true about people that have done nothing wrong. So, the big question is this: how does the judge determine whether or not the author knew he was writing BS? Simple, just ask him if he reads his own paper. The newspaper actually published a story saying that Palin isn't responsible for Giffords' shooting. This means that the editorialist is either guilty or just a horrible journalist. Palin also wants $75,000 for compensatory, special and punitive damages. This is an awful day for the New York Times. Feud in royal family between Kate Middleton and her mother-in-law over crown. Queen Elizabeth just shocked the world with her official announcement about who will take her place as King and Queen of England, and Prince Charles is not happy. Because he's been passed over, cut from the line of succession. He will not be king, the Queen just announced, and instead his oldest son William and his bride Kate will be the next King and Queen of England. Advertisement. While this is a bit of a shocker, passing over her own son as Queen Elizabeth officially announces she will pass down her crown to her grandson Prince William, and his wife Kate Middleton has got to sting a little bit. Prince Charles is officially out in the British monarchy's line of succession. Advertisement. Her Majesty realized that William and Kate are the future, said a palace insider. She has spent 65 years making sure that the House of Windsor survives, and she sees William and Kate as having the energy and star quality to do the job in a modern world. Queen Elizabeth will always do what is best for the long-term health of the monarchy. Another well-placed source said. With all the drama that has surrounded the royal family over recent decades, Elizabeth realizes the monarchy no longer has the respect and power it once had, another source said. In her eyes, William and Kate are the two people who can turn that around. It is a heartbreaking decision for Prince Charles, according to palace insiders. Things have been a bit strained between William and his father since the Queen's decision. But they are slowly getting used to it. Charles' wife of 12 years, Camilla Parker Bowles, however, is no so happy and may be starting a feud so Charles can keep the throne. Camilla is livid that William could potentially take the throne, and she's pointing the finger of blame firmly on poor Kate, Yahoo News is reporting. Another palace insider, My Jobson, told The Sun, I understand the Queen has given the matter considerable thought and believes that, if she is still alive at 95, she will seriously consider passing the reign to Charles. But it is all a moot point for now, as one source said. It's well known that the Queen will never abdicate the throne, and at 91, she is in great health. She intends to live to at least 100. busted police cuff and stuff liberal who destroyed Durham Confederate statue. The American history needs to be respected from every living American citizen. I said before and I am going to say again. Vandalism is not quite the thing we all need right now. Not only the liberals are breaking this nation's spirit, they also started breaking monuments and memorials. The newest historical memorial that has been vandalized was the Lincoln Memorial in D.C. Luckily the vandal who did it was caught, was a woman and left admirer as well. Patriot Report says that a North Carolina Central University student was arrested Tuesday in connection with a Monday night protest in which a Confederate statue in front of Durham County's former courthouse was pulled down. Takaya Thompson used a ladder to scale the podium on which the Confederate soldiers' monument stood, then climbed the statue and wrapped a strap around it so other protesters could pull it down. Durham County Sheriff Mike Andrews said Tuesday that his deputies were working to identify others involved in the incident and plan to pursue felony charges against them. The sheriff stated during a press conference, "Let me be clear, no one is getting away with what happened. We will find the people responsible. We can all agree yesterday went too far. Yesterday was not the Durham that I know." Regardless of what this monument memorializes in our history, the destruction of this figure was unlawful, and it represented an inappropriate action, he added. There is a lawful way to gain the attention of our state to address the desire to move, remove or make substantive changes to a public monument. Patriot Report also reveals that some Durham residents said Tuesday they were appalled by the protesters' actions, saying opposition to what the statue represents should have been handled differently. Hollywood pays huge price at box office for anti-Trump rhetoric. Hollywood is full of liberal celebrities and now they are paying the price for being against President Donald Trump. It's been reported that the summer movie sales are way down by as much as 12% over the same period from last year. Are the Trump supporters boycotting Hollywood? Breitbart reports, the North American box office took in an estimated $3.43 billion from May to date, according to data from ComScore and Box Office Mojo, down 12% from the $3.9 billion made this time last year. The audiences change their likes and dislike frequently. According to Jeffrey Goldstein, who is a chief at Warner Brothers, the movies that the audience liked were rewarded. Breitbart reports, the industry was hit hard this summer by several high-profile bombs, including King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, Alien, Covenant, Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Transformers, The Last Knight, and The Mummy. Some of the previously mentioned movies neutralized the losses in the domestic market with high-priced international sales. But other movies such as Sony's Spider-Man, Homecoming, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and DC's Wonder Woman were very successful. However, the audiences will reward the film studios that come up with original and entertaining movies. The box office sales are slumped as a result of the increased price of the average movie ticket. Do you think that the Trump supporters are responsible for this? Trump just shot 11 arrows into heart of VA bureaucracy and soldiers are cheering. President Trump just signed into law some help for our military and their families that was long overdue. This new law drastically changes education benefits for service members, veterans and their families. Advertisement. For the better. Thank you, President Trump. The legislation is known as the Forever GI Bill and had strong support in Congress, passing unanimously in both houses. Advertisement. Today our commitment to support and care for the men and women who have served our great nation has been reinforced with the signing of the Harry W. Colmary Veterans Educational Assistance Act of 2017, Representative Phil Rowe, Republican Tennessee, chair of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, said in a statement. This legislation will enable veterans to use the education benefits they've earned through the GI Bill when and how it suits them best, setting them up for future success in whatever career they pursue. Our student veterans are some of the very best of this country, and I'm proud we can support them with this new law. The 11 deadly arrows Trump just shot into the heart of the VA bureaucracy that changed GI Bill for the better are: 1. There's no longer an expiration date. Veterans in the past had to use their post-9/11 GI Bill within 15 years of their last 90-day period of active duty service. That is gone. 2. Purple Heart recipients will get more benefits. Alex Morawski, National Legislative Director for Military Order of the Purple Heart, said, "We think that anybody who has shed blood for this country has met the service requirement by virtue of that fact. Everybody sacrifices, everybody puts themselves in harm's way, but Purple Heart recipients are certainly among the service members who have sacrificed the most." 3. More people are eligible for Yellow Ribbon. 4. Extra money and time for high-demand STEM degrees. 5. Vets hurt by school shutdowns will get benefits back. We've been getting calls for several years now, beginning with the collapse of Corinthian colleges, from student veterans whose lives were put on hold, said Will Hubbard. Every day we wasted until it passed was another day that they had to wait. 6. The VA will measure eligibility for benefits differently. According to Military Times, these include: starting August 2018, this bill changes the way the VA uses time in service to calculate eligibility. Previously, service members with at least 90 days but less than 6 months of active duty service would be eligible for up to 40% of the full GI Bill benefits. Under new regulations, the same 90 days to 6-month window is equal to 50% of benefits. Service members with at least 6 months and less than 18 months of service will be eligible for 60% of benefits. This change will tend to benefit reservists more due to the nature of their service, according to a spokeswoman for the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs. 7. Reservists can count more of their service toward eligibility. 8. Housing stipends will decrease slightly. 9. Benefits can get transferred after death. 10. Surviving family members will get more money, but less time. 11. School certifying officials must be trained.